Welcome to another episode of the Freelancers Tea Break. Apologies for my croaky voice today. I've kind of had a cold for the last 10 days, and my kind of voice has taken the brunt of it a little bit. But I wanted to jump on and talk to you about business books. So to give you a bit of a background, I was on Instagram this weekend. So I've been quite busy on Instagram because I've merged the freelance lifestyle Instagram with my Emma Cossey one, and I'm going to be primarily using the Emma Cossey one now. But I was chatting away on there and I asked people what their favourite business books were, and I was quite surprised that a lot of freelancers don't read business books at all. So I thought it might be quite useful to share some recommendations with you of business books for people that don't read business books. So business books that are, I've said business books far too many times now, but books that can be applied across your entire life, not just your business. So I have 4 recommendations for you. They are all on Audible and Amazon Kindle, that sort of thing. So whatever your preferred method is, you can find them all on there. So the first book is a book called The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, and this is about overcoming that fear that you have sometimes to get something done. And it's all about counting down from 5 to 1 and then just doing the thing you don't want to do. So whether that's getting yourself out of bed and going to the gym, whether that's picking up the phone and making a sales call, whether that's having an uncomfortable conversation, it's essentially a tool that you can use across every area of your life. So I would really recommend the Audible version of this because Mel is a really charismatic reader. She's got another book all about kind of coaching sessions that she's done. So it's definitely worth getting that, but it's a theory or a method that you can use in every part of your life, including business and personal life. My second book is The Year of Yes, and this is by Shonda Rhimes, who is the showrunner for Grey's Anatomy and all those huge American TV shows, How to Get Away with Murder and all those kinds of things. And it had been on my list for ages, and I just happened to download it when I had an Audible credit. First of all, again, she's an amazing speaker, so it's well worth getting on Audible. But she basically spoke about how she says no to so many things in her life. And I think it's important that we do say no to boundaries, but sometimes she needed to say yes to the things that scared her a little bit. And it was really interesting. She had an entire year of saying yes to things, and she discovered so much about herself, and she had so much growth from doing it. So The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes is my second recommendation. My third recommendation is The 4 Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin. I'm a huge Gretchen Rubin fan. If you want to kind of start off with her, she's got a podcast with her sister called Happier. But The 4 Tendencies is about the 4 kind of personality types that you can have around how people deal with their internal and their external expectations. So, for example, there are 4 types. So there's the upholder, who is very good at just obliging everybody, very good at meeting all expectations. If they put something on the list, they'll get it done. If someone else asks them to do something, they'll get it done. You've got the obligers, and these are the ones that do best when they have expectations from others. So, for example, if their goal was to go to the gym more, they would be most motivated by having a gym buddy or someone else that expected them to turn up. So they worked really well when they had outer expectations. You've got questioners. I'm a questioner. So we will do something if we understand why. So we have to do all the research, we have to understand it, but equally we can get into analysis paralysis where we do too much research and we never get the thing done. And then you've got rebels, and they will kind of just do what they want when they want, but that can be fantastic but also challenging when it comes to working out what motivates you. So it's really useful from a business point of view. So for example, if you are an obliger, you need to get yourself a coach or a accountability buddy, whereas if you're a questioner, you need to understand how you have a tendency to go into kind of the analysis paralysis I mentioned of doing too much research and not enough work. So I'll put all those links below, but the final one is The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, and this one is a really, really interesting one about hitting kind of your inner limits and all the things that happen when you do. So, for example, you might go for a bigger job, and then suddenly you might end up having more arguments with your partner, or more problems with your health. You might suddenly have a bug or something like that. So the big leap is about how mentally we can put blocks on our own way, and this could be everything from health, weight loss, reaching our business goals, growth, because we can all have a business leap at a upper limit of where we think we can earn to. So there's lots of different things it covers, and it's a really interesting concept. And once you read it, you'll start keeping an eye out for some of the signs, really, that you've reached your upper limit. So those are 4 business books that aren't just business books, they're for everything. So they are perfect for people that are kind of easing into the business book reading section. So I'd love to know which books for you are books that are maybe traditionally seen as business books, but have relevance across all parts of your life. So you can now find me on Instagram, Emma Cossey. I do have the freelance lifestyle one for a little bit longer, but generally I'm going to be on Emma Cossey, sharing still lots of freelance stuff, but also lots of personal life stuff, family stuff, and that kind of thing. So it'll be a real mix. And don't forget that you can come join us in the Facebook group. Just search for the Freelance Lifestylers. It's a really warm, kind, friendly group. There's no worries about asking kind of simple questions or basic questions. There's some really great conversations that happen in there. So do come over and join us. And I'll see you in the next episode.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.